let's face it here, mistakes are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes regularly, and you're going to make lots and lots of mistakes, hopefully, because mistakes are the way that you learn. How you doing, friend? Welcome to the channel again. Today's video, I'm going to talk about the greatest mistake when stopping drinking alcohol and what you can do about it. This one comes from a truth bomb from Elbert Hubbard, and he says the greatest mistake you can make in life is to continuously fear that you will make one. And that's really applicable to stopping drinking alcohol, because stopping drinking alcohol is one of those things that where you have to let go of a very serious crutch. And the more you've been drinking, the more you've been using alcohol as a tool, the more of a crutch that alcohol has become for you. And to let go of that is sometimes very difficult, but it opens you up to a fear of the unknown, of asking questions such as, who am I? Who do I appear to be to myself? Who do I appear to be from somebody else's perspective? What's my identity? How do I have fun in life? How am I going to relax now that I don't drink anymore? How do I socialize now that I don't drink anymore? And I think the biggest battle that you're ever going to find is always in your head. I call this the frame war. And it's basically the way that you look at life. Your perspective is generalized based on certain frames that you see. You know, I'm a drinker is a certain frame. Looking at things from the perspective of the drinker's mind is a framework. You know, looking at life from the perspective of an environmentalist is a frame, because these are all things that affect other things that you look at in life, right? So when you're using frames that are self-defeating frames, such as I am a drinker, when you're stopping drinking alcohol and you have that framing issue, then between you want to change the frames that you're looking at life, you want to change your overall perspective and your overall outlook, then there are certain frames that you've got to first unpick and understand that these are your perspectives, and that in order to change, you've got to change these perspectives. You know, think about them from the perspective of mindsets. You know, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, for instance, that's one. But there's also the drinker's mindset. So the drinker's mindset is everything that you've developed over the years that has been developed around the idea that you're a drinker, or the behavior that you're a drinker, or the thinking that you're a drinker. And then there is a frame war going on in your mind then between that and discovering and implementing new frameworks within your mind to help you and influence the life that you want to live, right? So you've got to think about this, that these are all conflicting things. The old frameworks are there, and you're used to them, and you know they're sort of automatically built into your habits. Whereas the new frameworks that you want, you have to construct them. You know, they've got to be constructed sometimes painfully over a long period of time. So that's what I call the frame war. But you know, let's face it here, mistakes are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes regularly, and you're going to make lots and lots of mistakes, hopefully, because mistakes are the way that you learn. You know, making mistakes and figuring out why you made the mistake and then correcting yourself for those mistakes. But think about it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. It's just part and parcel of being human, of that growth mindset of trying to be better today than you were yesterday. Even if you're not trying to be better than you were yesterday, even if you want to be the same as you were yesterday and you want to live the same old life, you're going to make mistakes. One of the biggest reasons that I drank was because I was using alcohol as a crutch, because of the mistakes that I made, because I was looking at mistakes from a stupid point of view. Like, I shouldn't be making mistakes. You shouldn't be making mistakes as a man. What are you talking about? You know, you're a fully grown man. This is probably, 22, 23, 24 years of age, in my 30s, in my 40s. And, these are I'm thinking about, not just drinking because of the mistakes that I made, but because of the misdeeds that I made, because of the fumbles and the stumbles in my life. Perfectly natural things that we do. And some people are just better at hiding their mistakes than other people. Like I say, everyone makes mistakes, but some people are just better at hiding their mistakes than other people. Some people are better at owning the mistakes that they made, or they're better at dealing with the mistakes that they made. So they make mistakes, but they go, well, it doesn't really make any difference because I can deal with it and I accept that I'm going to make mistakes. And so you're going to make mistakes before this journey started, while you were drinking alcohol. Maybe that's one of the reasons, like me, that you drank alcohol, and you're going to make mistakes after you stop drinking alcohol. And hopefully you will make a lot of mistakes afterwards, because like I said, it's part of the journey. There is no difference between the before and after. The only big difference is that you will be able to see with and deal with your mistakes much easier than you were before. So it's going to be a better way of doing things. Now, if you haven't signed up to the Quick Start Guide, you can get a link down below. It's absolutely free. It's a course that's less than an hour long. Go over to the website, just click on the link, go over to the website, leave your name and email address, and basically the course will give you just some ideas and some mindsets to think about, to get you across that line to stop drinking alcohol. And you can use this whether you're on day one, or you're trying to get some more clarity on heading into your next 30 days, or your next 3 months, or whatever it is that you've done. Some clarity and build up the confidence that you can do this. Sometimes some people get stuck in, they find the motivation disappearing. So, you can use this then. I mean, if you really want the help, you can go over to our program, habitsv2.com, and that's where we can offer you the most structured and systematic help with lots of videos. We've got daily videos twice a day. We've got a forum community, great community. They're all heading in the same direction and really help each other out. And we've got the Zoom calls, one-on-ones and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of good stuff over there. The third thing I wanted to talk about was to focus on the journey. This is something that people talk about the goal, and I want to be this person. And sometimes the goals that you want in life can seem so far away that it's difficult to get the motivation, or to maintain that motivation to keep going. So, focus on the journey, on the process. Work hard, believe in yourself, but focus on that process, on the day-to-day, step-by-step thing. Think about it like cycling a bike. Cycling away, but if you start thinking about the process of cycling, you're going to make mistakes on it. And the likelihood that you might fall off the bike. It's the same thing. Another simple one is typing. If you're typing and you start thinking about what you're doing, you'll slow down. Your brain will just get into a fuzz. Your fingers won't want to work. That kind of thing. So, just keep going. If you're not making mistakes, you're not really doing anything. You're not going in the right direction. And the antidote to that is to start doing something and to get the mistakes rolling. When you focus on making mistakes, or you focus on that fear of making mistakes, you take the focus away from where you need to be focused, on the journey, on the forward journey. This is what keeps people focused behind them on the alcohol, because they're afraid of letting go of that thing, of that crutch. They're afraid of a life without alcohol. And once you get to, at my stage, I can't believe I ever thought that way. But even 6 months in, you start getting a grasp of what that feels like. Especially if you've gone through a lot of the mindset changes that I'm trying to teach. I'm not giving you a prescription for anything. This is always, everything that I try and teach is a description. It's up to you to do the work. It's up to you to apply these things to your life, because a lot of the stuff that I teach is very generalized. It has to be, because I'm not talking to you one-on-one. I mean, the one-on-one stuff, I can get deeper into things, and we can explore things. But when I'm making a video, I can only be very general. So it's up to you to take the generalized stuff and to sort of break it down and specialize it for yourself. And you know, according to your own life. So, you know, if you want to get to that place where you're doing something special in your life, being something special, doing something exceptional in your life, according to you, and that's all it needs to be, then, you know, don't be afraid of making mistakes, because I think that is really the greatest mistake that people can make, is fear, and holding on to that fear that they're going to make a mistake. You know, relishing the fact that you're going to make mistakes is the best way of looking at it. Listen, take care of yourself. I will speak to you again in the next video. If you haven't signed up for the course again, go down below. It's absolutely free. You know, we have to pay for the habits fee too, but that's how we fund all these videos that we're doing here. I'm glad that you're doing. We're almost to the end of this 100 video run now. I've really enjoyed doing it. I'm looking forward to getting on to other things. I've got to really focus. We're making a new program, a new part of the program, so I'm really looking forward to doing that. A lot of thought and effort gone into it, and yeah, looking forward to making those videos and just planning it out, really. That's where I get a lot of buzz these days. So listen, take care of yourself. I will speak to you again, my friend. Onwards and upwards. Bye now.